Back to school doesn't just mean homework. For many kids, it's a time to figure out where they're going to be doing their homework, at mom's or at dad's. Now, Bud and Dr. Kenner are here, going to help us handle the new school year. And since you are board-certified family law specialist, you ought to know about this. You ought to know what's going on with this. And I imagine it is difficult, isn't it, for the kids and the parents in this situation?
Well, back to school is always very difficult, Joe, even when you have an intact family and dad and mom live together. But it's particularly true if they're living apart, dad and mom are living apart in different households after a separation or a divorce. And one of the reasons that is true is because the child sharing plan during the school year is usually substantially different than what it was during the summertime. And essentially, the court system and essentially child development theory looks to have one parent be the principal person overseeing the homework and helping the kids with the homework and overseeing the school stuff. So essentially, you revert back to almost always, all of the school days, they're living with one high-time parent. And you revert very often back to the stereotypical thing where they're with dads on the weekend and maybe going out to dinner on Wednesday nights.
And then mom has to do the schoolwork also during the week. So why this stereotypical pattern seems to be somewhat unfair to dads?
Well, I often represent the dads, and it's very harmful, very hurtful, I should say, to them to be separated from their children. But if I could reflect the party line, let's say, from the court system, the theory, I think, is, and I'd borrow from child development theory, is that growing up and the kid issues in terms of growing up or adolescent issues, plus all of the school pressures, and there's more homework nowadays than there ever has been, with all of this kind of pressure and stress on kids, having them to schlep back and forth between two households is just some kind of pressure and stress that they don't necessarily need.
Yeah, that's right. But what if a dad wants to get out of that stereotypical? What if a dad wants to have more involvement? Is he allowed to?
Yes, they have to, but they have to demonstrate to the court a track record of involvement with their school, with their children's homework, for example. One way to do it is kids usually have a lot of day-to-day homework, which is generally to do with mom, but they'll have one large science fair project or one large project. And one of the ways that dads make inroad is to focus on that one project. And then, of course, if dads are lucky enough to have their days off, there are opportunities to come on campus and actually be with the kids on campus.
Now, emotionally, Dr. Kenner, this is obviously...
There's so many age-related things here, too. The younger the child, the more they really need to have contact with both parents. I mean, that's really, really important. And child sharing is so important. The more amicable that parents can be about doing that is important. It depends on the personality of the parents. If you've got a father who's really invested in their kids and can make the time, can take time off of work, go to lunch, have lunch with their kids, do homework after school with them, you know what? That's awesome. And the kids will pick up on that because children need their parents, both of them, at all times. So when we get back to the stereotypical, we have to get back to personality variables about people. Some parents are better parents. Some others are better at getting homework done with their kids than fathers and vice versa. So we really have to individualize it. And the court does support that, as Bud was saying, that when you get to a judge or you've got family specialists who look at this, they're constantly evaluating the parent's capacity to do that. And before they have to get into custody evaluations, if need be, oftentimes you'll have a better child sharing plan. And more of an equalization has always been seen as being better for children who are under the age of 10. After the age of 10, we tend to see that kids have a little bit more choice where they want to be. But under that age, it's really important that consistent contact with both parents. And the parents have to, hopefully, work amicably together to do it. With child sharing and school stuff, if parents have things going the right way, they bring the same things to each house with them. They have a backpack that has homework that both parents know about, that are very allocated. And on the days that they're with mom, they do the homework. On the days that they're with the dad, they do the homework. And hopefully, if you've got these two invested parents who have the best interest for the kids, it gets done. It's only if you have one who drops the ball and doesn't do that, it's important. And time sharing with kids is important too. That it's really important that the father's role with kids is just as important as it is with mom. So the dads who get out there, play with their kids after school, go to lunch and have lunch with their kids, it's absolutely recommended that if you can do that, to support the continuity with your kids.
Best
So get
interest of the kids. Best interest of the kids.
That'll be the rationale if they have this track record, Joe. If they want to expand the time, you can show that to a judge and you demonstrate that they actually have this involvement.
All right. Thank you, guys. As always, more than informative.
Good stuff.
Before
Important
you see
stuff.
the information any more you want, you can go to san diego6.com, or, of course, we'll see Bud and Dr. Keith. San Diego Living's coming right back.